Well, my name's Chris. I'm one of the SF chapter community organizers here. I'm joined by a few colleagues, Hash, Luke, Laksh, Majdi, and Sarah is here as well. And, before we get started, I also wanted to thank some of our partners, including Entrepreneurs First, our host. Thank you for letting us have this great space for a few hours this evening. And Dovetail, who is sponsoring our delicious food. So with that, before we get into the demo lists, which is why I'm sure everyone's here, let me tell you a little bit more about the AI Collective. So the AI Collective, we're really a group of engineers, innovators, investors, builders, community organizers, investors. We just like AI, candidly. And we thought about it as an org, and really, there isn't a large global community across different chapters that has people volunteering to host events, demo nights like this, panel events. And, I think as an organization, what we realize is that we're really on the precipice of a revolution, right? AI is changing the world. And unless we have forums like this for folks to showcase what they're working on, places to discuss the latest in AI, we're not really promoting growth as a society, right? And so today we have over 50 chapters globally. We just added a couple new chapters, including Tokyo, Cancun, the Tri-Valley. So Laksh here is one of our Tri-Valley chapter members. What else do we add? Yeah, a couple more cities as well. But part of this event too is for the students and interns that are attending. Welcome, especially if you're interning here or just moved here. If you are interested in starting a chapter in your university, come find us. Come be a part of this global org and join us. And so, last point about pioneers here. I have a few things I wrote down that I wanted to share. Is that everyone attending here, whether you know it or not, is a pioneer. You came here for a reason, right? To meet other folks that are, working on similar things, working on different things, exchange ideas, meet folks, connect on LinkedIn, right? But you chose to be here because you realized that technology is changing fast. And whether you're day-to-day building in it or not, this is a great chance to stay connected on where things are going. And so I put together this chart to really showcase that. But I'll let you decide. Anyways, so this is kind of a chart about our members that we have. So, whether you are working in a large tech company, some of our partners as well, these are the folks and groups that make events like this happen. And so, but before jumping into our mission for tonight, raise a hands. So who here has just moved to San Francisco? Awesome, a lot of them. So who here has been in San Francisco for 1 year at least? Okay, a few. 2 years? Okay, well, you got one. Anybody for 5 years who's been in San Francisco Bay Area for 5 years? A few. How about 10 years? 10 years, all right, those guys in the back. Really this event, I wanted to host this event with the AI Collective because I remember when I first moved here. I moved here from New York City. And I'm from the Seattle area, and I thought, how different could a West Coast city really be, right? And, boy, was I wrong. First of all, there's two bridges that look like the Golden Gate Bridge. One of them's the Bay Bridge. And when I first moved here, I sent a picture to my mom and said that was the San Francisco Bridge. And then for the next few months, anytime I had a visitor, I would tell them that until one day someone told me, you're an idiot. That is the Bay Bridge. That is a different bridge. So don't be ashamed if you made that same mistake. Now, there's a couple other mistakes that you can make as a newcomer. First of all, we don't call it San Fran, right? You live in San Francisco or SF. And if you say San Fran, you're going to get people's, the hair on the back of their necks to tingle. And the last thing, too, just another small example, but it's Gough Street, not Go Street. So there's a lot of unique, aspects of this beautiful city. But I think one thing that makes the city so special is, going back to the pioneer slide is, to make another analogy about being pioneers, but it is really a new age. And so similar to like exploring the West and manifest destiny, which, you know, what have you. You know, we are exploring a new age of the world we live in with AI, right? And I'm so thankful that we have some sharp founders here to showcase what they're building. And I really encourage you guys after, you know, tonight's demos to just say hi to them, talk to them, ask them questions, because that's what really, you know, we're here for. Before we jump into it, just a few things to keep in mind. What are our goals, or what do I hope people achieve, you know, by attending? One is exchange insights, right? So chat about what you're building, something you've seen that's built. Try to meet somebody that changes the way you think. That's really ultimately how we grow as individuals. The second is deepen your human connection, right? I challenge someone, and we have a prize, we have a pair of socks, for someone that can prove to me they've made the most new LinkedIn connections tonight. I have no way of validating that, but if you get me at the right time and I've had a couple Coronas, I might give you a pair of socks. So I'm not telling you to feed me Coronas, but I'll take one. And the last is, as I've kind of talked about, drive collective progress, right? Really think of coming to this event as a win-win for yourself, a win-win for someone. Get coffee with them, you know, ask for a Zoom. Hey, can you give me some thoughts on this demo? How did you raise your round, right? Like, you know, this is really just the place to do that now. And what this means for you. Ultimately, as I've echoed a few times, really this event, make the most of it, right? And come to more events. We have another demo night coming up on the 4th. I encourage everyone that's attending this one to come to that, and it'll be a rocket of a time. So, with that, join the community. I'll showcase this slide at the end, but if you don't have a chapter where you live, feel free to start one if you're visiting from outside of San Francisco. So that's all I had. You know, before we get started, I'd like to give a chance for a few of our sponsors to say a few words. So entrepreneurs first, why don't you come up here?